The Spartans are a nonprofit organization. We come from Nashua, New Hampshire. It's our 60th anniversary. Paul P.G. LaFlamme is our president. I am the core director, and there's a board of directors that runs the organization. Our name of our show this year is called At the Gates, and it's a representation of our history and of the people who helped bring the drum corps to where it is at this point in time. And we have 115 members this year. 11 of them do come from North Andover. One of them has been with us for a very long time. His name is Cody Morgan. He's our drum major. He leads the whole group and has been a very big part of our success over the past couple of years. And each one of the members of the 11 are in all different sections: the front ensemble, the horn line, and the color guide or the battery.
Hi, I'm Terry Hurst, and I'm a vibraphone player in the Spartans Drum Bugle Corp.
Hi, I'm Gabby Tober. I'm a marimbist for the Spartan Drum Bugle Corp.
Hi, I'm Cody Morgan, drum major of the Spartans Drum Bugle Corp.
I started playing music when I was in 4th grade. I learned drum set, and when it came into middle school, I chose to play band because I had already had some experience with drums, and I chose percussion. And since then, I've just been playing percussion and trying to look for new ways to expand my playing. And when Cody Morgan, who's the current drum major, recommended me to try out Spartans for Spartans in 2013, I tried it out and it was amazing, and I've been here. This is my 3rd year since.
I first got into music. I took piano lessons when I was in elementary school. And then for middle school, we got the option to be either in band or chorus, and I wanted to be in band, and I selected to be in the percussion section. And I really enjoyed it, and I thought, since I enjoyed it so much, I'd take it up with me to the high school. And then I got really involved with basically music and the band program in general in high school. I've been in every ensemble since, and then I got involved with the Spartan Drum Bugle Corp in 2013. And since then, I don't know, I've just had a really good experience with it. I just graduated from North Andover High School this year, class of 2015. And next year, I'm going to pursue music education at UMass Lowell. I think it's really cool to be back at North Andover performing with the Spartans. Sometimes I daydream while I was with the marching band at North Andover. Wow, imagine if I was here with the Spartans, and here I am.
This is my 5th year marching with the Spartans. My 1st year, I played cymbals. My 2nd year, I played bass drum. And for my 3rd year, I was asked to be drum major and have been ever since. A lot of the work that I did with TJ here at North Andover High School involved a lot of discipline-based studies in terms of what the marching percussion activity is. And a lot of that helped me be prepared for an activity that takes that and has you doing it more days and more days and more days than in a row than you normally would be outside of that, and that just helped me really get in the right mindset in order to prepare myself to accomplish what I had to accomplish here. It's a little bit weird being back on that turf, seeing as I haven't been down on that field in almost 3 years now. So it's been a lot different. I've spent a lot of time down there playing bass drum. I did a year on mellophone, and seeing things moving on the field from the podium's a different experience. I've traveled mostly throughout the Midwest. We don't really do much in the way of sightseeing because we're practicing for a lot of the times during the days or whatever. However, one of the coolest things we've done, 2 coolest things we've done, 3 actually, I'm sorry. 3 coolest things we've done, probably. There's a show that we do every 4th of July. We play in a baseball stadium for the Silver Knights of Nashua, and we play at a fireworks show. And we play all of our show music, we play our core song, we play our street beat, we play our parade tunes for an audience of people while this crazy fireworks show goes off behind us the whole time. After that, we played in Gillette Stadium last week, and that was a pretty interesting experience, seeing something that you usually see on TV and realizing that I'm where they were, I'm where Tom Brady was, where Gronk was, all these people. And after that, probably on the top, is we play at the end of every season. We perform our final show in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. And it's a pretty exciting experience traveling throughout all the tunnels in there, because it takes forever to even get to the field where they want you to be.
The toughest part of being a Spartan is the long hours in the day, the hot sun, and there's long hours, and it gets sweaty and hot, but you just got to push through it.
The toughest part about being a Spartan is just the mental challenge of every day. Like, it's really hot out today, and it's so easy to just want to give up and go home, but you got to fight through the pain.
The best part is definitely the performances. When we go out there with an audience, and after you finish your performance, how everyone's cheering for you, and like you get the sense of accomplishment that you did it. Like, you put together a show, and you went on the field, and other people enjoyed it. So that's the best part of being a Spartan.
The coolest part about being a Spartan is just the performances. I really love performing, and it's really rewarding to me to see people, like especially young kids, look up and say, "Mom, I want to be that one day."
Hi, I'm Bernie Villanos, and I'm a tenor player with the Spartans.
Hello, I'm Justin Detroy, and I play baritone for the Spartans Drum Bugle Corp.
So I first started with the music program in North Andover when I was in middle school. I started as a percussionist right from the beginning. I did 3 years there in the ensembles, moved up to the high school, and that's when I began the marching band here. And that's pretty much what started the whole idea of being able to do this kind of thing. Marching band is basically a lesser version of what we do here. So having my instructors here teaching me how to play drums, and that led me to here where I can get a nice higher level of education. I'm a member of the UMass Lowell Marching Band. Doing this kind of activity has pretty much changed the way I look at my life. Like, I wanted to do like different things. Like, I wanted to be like a doctor before all this started, and now I know I want to be like a music educator in the future. This really opened my eyes to that kind of stuff.
I've always liked listening to music, and I played a few instruments throughout like elementary and middle school. But in middle school band, I wasn't even planning on going into it in high school till 8th grade night when we got to play drums with all the big high schoolers. And so I was like, this is so cool, and everyone's like coming together and playing all this stuff, so I want to do it. And now I spend all my time doing it. My teachers were Mr. Nelson and Mr. Innes, and it was a fun class most of all, but there were only like 2 of them for the entire band, so there was a lot of like just kind of figuring it out on our own. I'm definitely glad I chose percussion because we had a lot more freedom, and like just the group of people were really fun. So it was overall a good experience. I was in the pit for my freshman year of high school band, and I was not really sure like what the whole thing was. I was like, okay, marching band, cool, but I wasn't really sure how the competitions worked. So I remember for my first competition, like I've been used to performing, I've been dancing for a really long time and stuff, but I was just like, oh my God, this is so intimidating. There's so many people, and like there's just so much that could go wrong, but like we worked at it for however many hours a week, and so I felt like we were prepared. So it was exciting, nerve-wracking, but it kind of worked out. Okay. I'm going into my sophomore year at North Andover High School, and I'm going to be on the drum line this year, and I've really enjoyed working with Mr. Smalley and TJ, and just like the whole band community as a whole is awesome. This is my first year doing Spartans, first year with any drum corps experience, and it's a completely different thing, partially because I'm not actually playing an instrument. I'm doing color guard, which is like a whole other world, but the atmosphere and just the way that TJ runs things, like it definitely prepared me. As like if I had just come into it with no marching band experience or anything like the way TJ runs things, I would have been like a lost puppy. It would have been probably a train wreck. I've heard a lot of stories about stuff that goes down on tour. I've heard that it's a lot more fun than mini tour, less rehearsal days and just more performances and all the fun stuff. So I'm excited for tour. I'm also very nervous because mini tour, while it was fun, it lasted forever. It felt like it was going on for a really long time. This is double that. So I'm nervous, but I'm also very excited because this is where all the like bonding with everyone happens, and this is where we get to like we stop working and adding stuff, and we just work on cleaning everything and making the show as perfect as possible.
I started playing when I was in middle school here at North Andover Middle School, And at first I wasn't so sure if I wanted to get into band, but then when I got to the high school, joined the band, I got really interested in it, and now that's what I do for a living. In high school, I had Aaron Goldberg as music director for 2 years and Justin Smalley as music director for 2 years, and they were both very supportive in my pursuit of music. They both helped me achieve reaching into UMass Lowell, as well as here at Spartans Drum Bugle Corp. I couldn't have done what I do without them. After graduating from North Andover High School, I went to UMass Lowell. This will be my 3rd year there. I'm the principal euphonium in the wind ensemble, the principal euphonium in the concert band, and a couple other ensembles as well.
The toughest part of Spartans is definitely mental aspect. Physically you can get stronger, but if you can't stay engaged, with your mind all day during these 13-hour rehearsal days, you don't stand a chance.
The toughest part of Spartans for me is getting through those long rehearsal days here on the hot turf through the long sunny days, but we all get together and we work hard and we pick each other up and we get through those long days, always have an excellent run at the end of the night.
And the coolest thing about Spartans is a group of people, like 120 people, all working towards a goal, something that they love to do, and then, at the end of the day, we get to perform for a crowd that loves to watch us do what we love to do, and that's just great.
The best part of being a Spartan is being part of a family. It's being part of something bigger than yourself, having that buddy that you can always rely on and always building off of each other and becoming better people.
Hi, my name is Dave Amdavan. I play bass drum at the Spartans Drum Bugle Corp.
I'm Emily Lozier and I'm in the color guard at Spartans Drum Bugle Corp.
Hi, my name is Scott Israel. I'm a mellophone for Spartans Drum Bugle Corp.
I fell in love with music since day one. My parents have been very musically orientated and the entire time, so I've been a music baby for a while. In the middle school, I worked with 2 really great instructors, Mr. Nelson and Mr. Inus, and we started off in the middle school band and I was in the percussion section. And Mr. Nelson helped us a lot to gain the rudimentary skills so that when we got to the high school, we were able to apply what we learned in the marching band and in the wind ensemble, and then we could bring it to organizations such as the Spartans. When I got to the high school, I got to work with really great staff, TJ Kelly, Norman Provost, Justin Smalley. There's just a couple of the few names that helped us out. What really helped was we got a skill for the marching percussion, which is what I can apply here back at the Spartans, so that was really nice. Being a part of the North Andover Music Association really helped. The North Andover drumline is very much like the Spartans drumline. It's very disciplined, and that helped me relate what I learned from my high school to the corps I'm involved with right now. We got to travel a lot throughout the Midwest. This year we added a new show. It was the Gillette Show. That was one of my favorites overall. I've marched here for 2 years now, so I think the Gillette Show and then Indianapolis, where finals is held, just because they're big stadiums and it's a really unique experience to kind of march in such big stadiums. Along with the North Andover kids that actually come here with me, definitely that bond gets a lot stronger in the friendship aspect, but we get to meet so many new people who share this love of music with us. I mean, all of the baseline kids with me, we just have a wonderful time. We go and hang out outside of rehearsal all the time, so I've definitely met a lot of really nice friends. I definitely will take these skills that I learned here to go on to college bands. Who knows where I'm going to college right now, but hopefully they have a good band or a band that's willing to entertain its students with good music. And then definitely going to stay involved with drum corps until I age out, and hopefully maybe even touch into WGI, which would be interesting.
I always had an interest in music. It developed a lot in the beginning of high school when I was a freshman because I had really great teachers, including Justin Smalley and the percussion staff, TJ Kelly and Norman Provost. And they're just a great group of people who really get the students engaged and help us with everything. I kind of knew what to expect when I came here, just because they had trained us so well, musically and physically. So I've had such a great time being in the band at North Andover High School and Spartans Drum Bugle Corp that I plan on playing in the band at UMass Amherst. The travel is really fun. I think it's very exciting to just get new scenery every day, whether it's for practice or for competitions. It's fun to gain perspective on the area that you're in, because a lot of time it's very different from your hometown.
I first started music here in 6th grade in North Andover, and the instrument I liked most was bassoon, but they don't have that, so I chose clarinet instead. I came to the high school and I started working with Mr. Smalley as a clarinet, but then I discovered they had a bassoon, so I'm now playing that. This is my first year marching Spartans, and the main reason why I wanted to march Spartans was because I love marching band, and drum corps seemed like the best way to continue doing that. I know Spartans will make me not only a better marcher, a better player, but also a better person. It has strengthened me mentally and physically, and is one of the best experiences in my life.
The toughest part about playing with the Spartans is just the long days. You need to be on top of your game 100% all the time, and it helps to know that everybody else is in the struggle with you, and then it all pays off when you get to shows and when you get to finals, and it's all over in a blink of an eye. So I try and stay grounded in the work that we're doing now, because I know it's going to be over very soon.
The toughest part about being a Spartan is probably getting through long days and being able to keep up your energy, because it definitely gets hot out and you get tired, but you just have to keep pushing through it.
The toughest thing about Spartans is probably the commitment. Spartans is a lot of work. We have very long rehearsal days, intense amount of money, and just commitment in general. But if you can do it, and you can try, and you will do it.
The best part of being a Spartan is definitely the camaraderie and all the friends you make, and just the experience overall. You get to travel so many places, you learn so much just from the staff and from each other.
The best thing about Spartans is probably just the experience bonding with the corps, and just playing your heart out when you're on the field.
So my name is Alex Young. This is my 3rd year at the Spartans Drum Bugle Corp, and I play trumpet. I first fell in love with music when I shadowed a band class at the high school, and Aaron Goldberg was the band director, and since then I knew I wanted to get involved with music. North Andover helped prepare me for this by introducing me to marching band, and that just prepared me for this type of ensemble, and all the music instruction I've had at North Andover really helped me to be able to do this. So next year I'm going to be going to University of Massachusetts Amherst, and I will be in the marching band there in the fall, thanks to all the experiences I've had throughout high school in music. I've met a bunch of people through drum corps, people from all over different states, met people from Florida, Canada, just different states all around, and everyone here is really nice because we all want to be here. We all really want to push to create an amazing show. Yeah, I really like traveling. Sometimes it's a pain when you're traveling from one state to the next and you get no floor time, traveling 4 or 5 states over in a single night, but I still think it's fun. Toughest part of being a Spartan probably be all the consecutive days and pushing through it, but I think it's all worth it in the end. Best part about being a Spartan is seeing what you can create at the end of the season with everyone giving it their all to create a final product that really inspires people, and is it's a fun time to perform, and is great to watch in the crowd.
Well, when I was really little, it wasn't even with the school. I used to play Indian classical music, and so I got involved with music like that. But the first time I actually picked up a percussion instrument was in middle school, and that was because my brother did percussion in 6th grade. So in 6th grade, I kind of just copied him, and I picked percussion, and that was the first time I actually like played the snare drum or the bells or anything like that. Yeah, so it was first Mr. Nelson and Mr. Ines, and middle school band was just really fun because it was just like 2 hours out of the day where we could just play music and relax, and Mr. Nelson was so funny, and Mr. Ines, and since I was a percussionist, I knew Mr. Nelson a little more because he taught us more than Mr. Ines. He taught the winds. So, and then I did jazz band with Mr. Nelson, and it was just really fun, and it was really cool to see them, like, as they're like really good musicians, and seeing them play and get to teach us. It was really both fun and like a great experience. So it was the first day of school, right? And I go to band class, and it was the freshman day. So you don't expect, it was like the freshmen get to move in and like go to the classes without everyone else being there. So you don't expect anyone to be there except for the freshmen. But I go to band, and there's like all the seniors and juniors just like waiting around there, hanging out. And so I got to meet them all, and it was really cool to see that community there. So when you're doing percussion in high school, you have to first go to tech class over the winter. It's technique class, where you're learning about marching percussion. So I went there as an 8th grader to a high school class, and you have all these seniors, juniors, sophomores, and so you're the very youngest there, and you're playing with all these great players, and it can be intimidating, but it's also just like, wow, you see how good people can get, and you like, it's really an inspiration. You want to be like that. So my first day as an 8th grader, it was just seeing people play with 4 mallets, something I haven't even like heard about before, and it was just like astounding to see that. Yeah, so we have the competitions like NESBA and Micah competitions. Then we have parades. For parades, being in the pit, we just hold the banner at the front, so that's like, it's not much for us, but the competitions are really cool. That's like what we actually do. That's what, it's like the majority of the season. So those are like performing at stadiums, like at Lawrence Stadium. It's pretty big, and you got it all filled with people, and you're doing your marching band show, and it's just a really cool experience. So this is my 2nd year of Spartans. I did it last year. I was in the pit also that year, and I'm in the pit again this year. And it's just, so last year I was like kind of getting used to it, and I like figured out what it was all about. And this year I can really start at that level and just take off, and it's just been an amazing season so far playing Xylo. And it's just an extraordinary experience, just playing with all these really high-level musicians and doing this amazing, really complex show for a lot of people all over the country. So being in the pit, we have a really hard listening responsibility. We have to, it's not like regular music where everyone's just right there. You got people way at the back of the football field, way at like the 20, the other 20. So you gotta really listen back and to all these things. And one of the coolest things about this type of music is that you have to connect all of these like really intricate phrases across the entire football field. So one of the hardest things being in the pit is finding all that information that you're being given and putting it together to play really hard music in the front. Here at the high school, our band teacher is Mr. Smalley, and he's just such an amazing guy. He's so inspirational. Last year, he battled cancer and he survived, and it was just an amazing thing to know someone like that, and know someone who can fight that hard and still come back and teach us like what he knows, and he teaches us every day. He's funny, but he's also serious, and he's just one of the best teachers I've ever had, and he's like a friend. I don't look at him as a teacher. I look at him as a friend. I can go into the band room and just talk to him, just to have fun. The reason I did Spartans last year was because there's so many kids from North Andover already doing it, and when I saw what type of music they play and how hard it was, I really wanted to be like them because I looked up to them and be able to play music that hard. So that's pretty much why I wanted to join Spartans last year.
Thank you.